Now we'll move to the next slide. As you already aware of entire content of this topic 3, as an introduction to this topic 3, once again I will tell you that this chapter addresses the topic of an technology enabled finance transformation. In other words, how the technology can make a company's finance operation. I repeat, here we are not only talking about technology. The technology, how it is enabled with the financial transformation. That is the reason how technology can make a company's finance operation run faster, better, and more effectively. So this entire section addresses the topics of system development lifecycle (SDLC). So this is nothing but a concept one. Concept number 1. Business process analysis. This is a concept number 2. So RPA, robotic process analysis, concept number 3. Artificial intelligence covers under concept 4, and cloud computing, that is a special software as a service, is also common example in cloud computing, as I already told you. So this covers in cloud computing, especially covers in concept number 5, and the last concept is concept 6, blockchain. Now we'll discuss each concept one by one. Concept number 1. What is the system development life cycle, SDLC? So the system development life cycle is a structured roadmap for designing and implementing a new information system in an organization. As I already told you, so it is a structured roadmap. This is nothing but a structured roadmap for designing and implementing the new information system. Although there are many versions and variations to SDLC, but a basic 5-step approach is presented in figure 1F12. So in the next slide, there is a figure 1F12 is there. I will show you. So this step approach can be expanded to encompass almost any variation found in the literature. So in any book, in any way, if you want to know about SDLC, typically you are going to see these 5 steps. So system analysis number 1, step number 1, conceptual design number 2. I already told you about this once again, but I will tell you about all these concepts. Physical design, implementation and conversion, operations and maintenance is the 5th step. So these are the 5 steps. Now we will see one by one. First of all, we have to see the 1F12. So systems development life cycle, figure 1F12, systems development life cycle. So number 1 is the systems analysis. So here present system need to be analyzed. So number 2 is the conceptual design. So number 2 is the conceptual design. So that is, so need to be discussed what is the concept required. Okay. So the third one is physical design. So designing the physical structure. So and after designing the physical structure, now it needs to be implemented and it should be converted into the present system. And the fifth one is operations and maintenance. It's a ongoing process. So this comes under monitoring category. We will discuss each one by one. What is system analysis? So as I already told you, system analysis involves the identifying the needs of the organization. So what are all the needs of the organization in designing the new system, or modifying the existing system, or assembling the information. So and assembling the information regarding so the current system is to be whether required to be modified, or the new system is to be purchased, or the new system is to be developed. If not purchased, then it can be developed. Or if it is developed, or it is developed in our organization, so no need to purchase either one of these two. So regarding the new system, or whatever current system is there, so that we can modify. So this is called system analysis. After system analysis, we are ready with the system analysis. Okay. So based on the system analysis, now the second step is conceptual design. So conceptual design involves the creating a plan for meeting the needs of the organization. So here the main goal is creating a plan for the meeting the needs of the organization. So various design alternatives are there. As I already told you, various design alternatives are there. So design alternatives are prepared, and detailed specifications are created to provide instruction on how to achieve the desired system. So this is nothing but conceptual design. Once a concept is ready, based on that concept, now physical design will be started. So in physical design, it involves the taking the conceptual design and creating detailed specifications for creating the system. So that design would include specifications for computer code. What is the computer code for the physical design? What are all the inputs? What are all the outputs? What data files are to be there within the new system in physical design, and databases and processes, how many processes will be involved, and what are all the procedures, as well as proper controls. Everything will be established in the physical design. Once physical design is ready, then in fourth step it will be implemented and converted. So implementation and conversion involves the installation of the new system, including hardware and software. So the new system is now tested and users are trained with the new standards, new procedures, and new controls are instituted. After implementation and conversion, so the final step is operations and maintenance. In operations and maintenance, it involves so running the system, checking the performance, and making adjustments as necessary, and maintaining the system. So whatever improvements are made and fixes are put in place until the organization determines that the cost of maintaining the old system does not justify its benefits, and the whole cycle starts over again. So this is the 5-step system development life cycle process. So this is very easy to remember. One need to consider that how system analysis will be performed, and how the conceptual design will be, and how based on the conceptual design how the physical design will be, and how the implementation and conversion works, and how the operations and maintenance will be performed.